Good morning, boys and girls. This is a crochet tutorial from David Browning. Today we're going to learn to make a hat like this. See this lovely diagonal detail here? Starts with a plain circle. In fact, it starts with the circle that I made in my recent tutorial about crocheting in the round, which, by odd coincidence, is lying right here. So, what we do. If you are not familiar with how to crochet in the round, you can look at my recent tutorial about crocheting in the round. If I can figure out how to do it, I will put a link to it right here. Otherwise, there will certainly be a link to it in the description. But what we're doing here, we have our circle. We started with 12, which means after 5 rows we have 60 because we increase by 12 each row. 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. Okay, for the next round, what we're going to do, chain 1, single crochet in that same space, which might be hard to find. And if you have to fake it, that's okay. No one's going to call the cops on you. And then we're going to do a back loop only single crochet. You see how every stitch has these 2 loops here. We're going to go in the back loop only and do our single crochet. Now, and because we have already done all the increasing we're going to do, it's going to be 1 stitch, 1 back loop only single crochet in every stitch from the previous round. So you can see what I'm doing here, and we have the beginning of this nice little ridge. So if you would like to meet me at the end of the round, I'll tell you what happens next. Now you can see we are at the end of the round. So what we do, we keep doing our last 2 back loop single crochets, and then we slip stitch into that very first single crochet very carefully, because sometimes this particular yarn likes to split. I did not say at the beginning what I was using. This, my yarn here is Lion Brand Pound of Love. You can use any 4-weight yarn. Now I have observed that some 4-weights, worsted weights are heavier than other worsted weights. I like the weight of Lion Brand Pound of Love, just as I like Lion Brand in general. I'm using an eye hook. You can use whatever yarn you like and whatever hook you are most comfortable with. Let's take a tape measure and see what our original round measured. It was about 6 1/4 inches and about 16 centimeters. That should be your guide if you are using a different yarn or hook size. And here we go. This is the next round. This is where we start doing our stitch. We start, as usual, with a chain 3, which stands in for a double crochet. We're going to skip the next stitch. See, this is the stitch we're in, where we take the place of a double crochet. Skip the next stitch. Then we're going to do a puff stitch in this stitch. Now, there are many different ways to do a puff stitch. I'm going to show you how I do it for this pattern. This is not the only way to do a puff stitch. This is just what I do for this pattern. Yarn over insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So I've done that 4 times, and I have 5 loops on the hook. Now I yarn over, pull through all 5, and then do a chain. You might call this a double crochet 4 together. I don't care what you call it. This is what I'm doing. Okay, now we're going to do a cross stitch. Skip 1, double crochet in the next. Now, working behind the double crochet that I just made, I do a double crochet in the stitch that I skipped. And there we have that cross effect. And then we do just a plain old double crochet. And that is our repeat for the rest of the round. Skip 1, puff stitch, yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. I have to make a little ditty out of these things. Yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 5, chain. Cross stitch. Remember, we skip this, we double crochet here. We go behind the post of the double crochet that we've just made, and then we do a double crochet in the stitch that we skipped. And then we do another double crochet in the next stitch. So you see what we're doing for this entire round. And I will meet you up at the end of the round. Okay, this is the end of round 1. Take 2, because the first time around I found mistakes in my execution. So here we go. We do our skip, our puff stitch, yarn over, insert, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, a yarn over, insert, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, a yarn over, insert, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through all 5, chain. And we have 2 stitches left in this round. This might look like a stitch, but this chain 3 comes out of it. So we do our cross stitch. And remember, if you're not used to working behind the post of another stitch, it does feel a little awkward at first, but it's something that you get used to. And once certainly once you finish this hat, you will feel like an old hand at it, because it's just another kind of stitch, and you just learn to do it. And now everything works out correctly. Always check your work. That's why this is the second take of the end of round 1, because I didn't check my work the first time. So I went around and made sure that in every case I had skip, puff, cross, double crochet, skip, puff, cross, double crochet, skip, puff, cross, double crochet, all the way around. And that's why the counting worked out at the end. And you've heard me preach about counting, because it will save your butt. It really will. Now, I had made some mistakes. If I had gone forward, it would have been okay. Most people wouldn't have seen it, but I would have. And I really want to make things that are right. Most of what I do is for gifts or for donations. I don't sell much, which is not to say that I'm averse to selling, but I don't sell much. But do I want to give someone that I love a defective hat? Do I think that the recipient of a donation deserves a defective hat? No. If I'm selling something for profit, do I want that customer to have a defective product? No. Customers talk to each other. Okay. Okay, let's do this again. Okay, what I've done, I did my chain 1, I did my cross stitch. The first round was cross puff double crochet. The second round, I'm sorry, puff cross double crochet. The second round is going to be cross puff double crochet. So I did my cross stitch on in the spaces on either side of the puff stitch below. Now I'm going to do my puff stitch in between the 2 double crochets of the cross stitch below. Yarn over, insert, pull through. 2, 1, pull. You know the little chant. You know, and don't feel silly doing it if it helps, honestly. I still do things like that, and that, you know, I wouldn't necessarily do online and show the whole world, but it's little things that feel childish that make sure that I'm doing the work right. See, I'm doing the cross stitch on either side of the puff below, and then I'm doing the puff stitch in the space between the double crochets of the cross stitch below. My yarn doesn't want to cooperate today. And there we go. And 5 loops. Double crochet. And so, you can see we have the beginning of this diagonal detail. So I will join you at the end of this round and show you what we do next. Okay, now we're at the end of round 2 of our hugs and kisses. So I'm joining with the chain 3 at the beginning of this round, and you can see the diagonal detail coming, and I'll show you how to do round 3. So the previous round was cross stitch, puff stitch, double crochet, cross stitch, puff stitch, double crochet. So this time we're going to do puff stitch, cross stitch, double crochet. So we do our puff stitch between the double crochets of the cross stitch in the previous round. And you see there. Let's do that again because I think we split a little bit. Oh, come on. This is what happens when you try to do it right and you try to do it fast, because you can't really do both. Okay, there we go. 5 loops, pull through all 5, chain. Now we do our cross stitch on either side of the puff below. And now we do our double crochet. And now we do our puff stitch in the cross stitch below. And our cross stitch around the puff below. Okay, I hope that I'm in frame all of this time. And our double crochet. And you can see how it's coming out. Now, you just repeat these 2 rows for as many as you want. I did 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I did 6 rounds on this hat before I did the edging. You just keep repeating these 2 rows until the hat is as big as you want. And I will join you when I've reached that point. Okay, now we have done 6 rows of our hugs and kisses, or our X's and O's stitch. And you can see the diagonal detail here because of our cross stitches. And our double crochets are perfectly aligned. In the process, it might appear as if they're sort of jogging a little bit to the right, but you see in the end it all works out. Now we're going to do edging. So we have slip stitched into the chain 3 that began the first row. Now we do a chain. We do a single crochet in the same stitch. We do a single crochet in this stitch. Oops. We do a single crochet in this stitch, which leads up to the puff. We do a single crochet in this stitch, which is the puff, and a single crochet in this double crochet. So once again, single crochet before the cross, single crochet in the middle of the cross, single crochet. Okay, let's do that. Single crochet before the puff, single crochet on the puff, single crochet in the double crochet. So let's review. We have of our individual units, let us say, it's descending from our wedges in our circle. Each unit consists of a double crochet, a cross stitch, and a puff. So we have a single crochet in the double crochet, a single crochet before the cross, a single crochet in the cross, a single crochet before the puff, a single crochet in the puff. That's 5 stitches. We have 12 of these sections. In total, that's going to give us 60 single crochets. Do you remember we wound up our circle with 60 stitches? That's how we know that we're okay. If you somehow got off in your counting and you wind up with one too many or not enough, it's okay. It's not brain surgery. Nobody is going to die. This is, as long as it's not visible. I know I said before that if it's visible, I can't give it away. I can't use it. 1 stitch too many or 1 stitch too few in these last 2 rows of single crochet edging is not going to destroy anyone. You're not going to be kicked out of the Crochet Guild of America for doing that. So anyway, we will just keep doing our single crochets, and I will join you again when I've done 2 rows of this single crochet edging. Okay? Okay, here we are at the end of our second round of single crochet. Just gonna slip stitch into my first single crochet here. You can do more rounds of single crochet, you can do less, you can do ribbing, you can do any kind of any kind of edging that you like. It's your hat. Okay. Now let me just grab a needle and I will show you how to sew the loose ends. Here we have a normal tapestry needle. So I bend the yarn over the needle and pull it tight like that, and that makes it easy to get the yarn through the hook, except when I'm trying to do it on camera. Well, let's give that another try. There we go. Now, because I did an extra chain here. I'm going to go through this stitch here and just try to pull it back down and minimize it. And then I'm working on the inside here. And I just go under these stitches. Double check to make sure I'm not visible on the outside. And I pull it through. And then I go back. When I circle back, I either go in, I skip this last one, or I do an extra one. I'll do an extra one right now. An extra loop. And then I go back through. And there we go. We've gone back through. And then, depending upon how long my tail is, and in this case, oops, I've lost it again. If I have enough yarn, I will make a third pass like this. Third pass is very good. It's not always necessary. It's up to you. Some people always do the third pass. I do it when I can, but again, it's okay if I'm not able to. There we go. And this is our hat. I like the way it looks. I like it very much. So, if you want a printed pattern for this hat, I will include a link in the description for where you can get the PDF or where you can see it on my blog. And that is that. Since I'm recording this on Easter morning, I might call it my Easter bonnet, but it's not much of a bonnet, so I'll continue calling it my Hugs and Stitches hat. And I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope you will join me for more tutorials and other content. I have live streams every week on Tuesday and Wednesday, as well as other recorded videos. I especially love my Sunday readings of poetry, so I hope you will look at those. Thank you for joining me. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all of the above, and keep coming back. Bye-bye.